Is Crystal Palace to blame for Marc Guehi not getting his quote unquote dream move to Liverpool? Now, I've been watching a video by Don Hussam, and he's basically irritated and frustrated that Marc Guehi was not able to get his dream move to Liverpool. And he's using Isak as an example. Isak kicked up a fuss, kicked up a storm, complained, bitched, moaned that he didn't get out, where Marc Guehi basically did everything right. He went up, showed up at training, did played the games, all the games. I think he played the game against Aston Villa on Sunday. Did everything right that you're supposed to do. And Liverpool and Crystal Palace made an agreement, I think 35 million euros or pounds, whatever it was, that they made the deal. And he showed up and he was getting his medical and everything was being done. But unfortunately, as it turned out, I believe Crystal Palace's move for another defender fell through. And so Crystal Palace recalled him back to Crystal Palace and Crystal Palace called. Sorry, just got interrupted there, but Crystal Palace called him back. Glasner basically said, I think he said something. If you sell Guehi, he's whatever. Okay, long story short, he's Guehi's getting his medical. He's going through everything, but a deal falls through for another defender, and so he's called back to Crystal Palace. Okay, and according to Don Hussam here, who I'm watching right now, or who I was watching, Guehi did everything right. And he did. To be fair, he did everything right, okay? But my question is Crystal Palace to blame? Well, here's the thing. Here's one thing which I'll say this, okay? A deal is not a deal until the player signs on the line which is dotted. It's something I said before, something I'll say again. A deal is not a deal until the player signs on the line which is dotted. Okay? Furthermore, until that actually happens, until he gets the go-ahead from Crystal Palace, he is still a Crystal Palace player. He is contracted to them for another year. Okay? So I ask the question, is Crystal Palace to blame? In my opinion, no. Crystal Palace is not to blame. They have every right to do this to Liverpool, okay, or to Guehi, to recall him back. And why do they have the right to do this? Because he's contracted to Crystal Palace, okay? That is why they have the right to do this, because he is contracted to Crystal Palace. Liverpool, and I have no doubt that Don Hussam is no different from every other Liverpool fan out there who feels entitled. Okay, Manchester United fan feels entitled. Chelsea fans feel entitled. Even my own club, Arsenal fans, to be fair, feel entitled. Okay? And the other question which I have is, why is Liverpool waiting to the last minute to do this job, to do this deal? Why are they waiting till the last minute to do this with Marc Guehi? Why did you not look at the situation and do this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? If you knew you wanted the player, okay, why are you waiting? That's what I say. That's what Craig Burley said on ESPN FC. Why is Liverpool waiting to the last minute to do this deal? Okay, why? And that is really what the answer is, okay? If Liverpool gets off their duff and does this even 3 or 4 days ago, okay, there's a chance that Crystal Palace sells Marc Guehi to them and they're able to go on and use him as a player. And he becomes a Liverpool player. As it turns out, they waited to the last minute before they attempted to do this deal. And because they waited to the last minute, that is why Marc Guehi remains a Crystal Palace player. Okay? He says, why does Crystal Palace pull, why does Glasner pull this away? Poor ownership? Whatever. Okay? The fact of the matter is this. Why does Liverpool wait to the last minute? He is contracted to Crystal Palace. This is like Saul Campbell way back in the day. He's contracted to Tottenham, okay? He didn't complain. He didn't moan. He just finished out his contract and he left on a free agent, okay? That's why he was able to go to Arsenal. He didn't complain. He didn't bitch. He didn't moan. He basically just said, "I'm going, I'm going to Arsenal. I'm a free agent. I can do whatever I want." That's what Marc Guehi's going to be next year because he decided he's not going to sign for Crystal Palace, and that's fine. Okay, whatever Marc Guehi does at the end of his contract is fine, but he is contracted to Crystal Palace. Okay, I think Isak was absolutely 100% wrong, even though he got his move to Liverpool the way he handled it at Newcastle. Okay, what you do is you show up to train, you play in the games, and you wait for the team to make the purchase, and then you show up at Liverpool as a Liverpool player. Okay, you do not sit and bitch play. Look, this is Liverpool fan sitting here, and I'm sure he's not alone. Okay, all feeling entitled, all feeling upset because he didn't get the player that he wanted. Okay, well, guess what? It happens. Okay, and that's life. But Marc Guehi is a Crystal Palace player until his contract expires or somebody buys him. Nobody's going to buy him until possibly in January when he can sign for Liverpool as a free agent or maybe go to Barcelona or wherever he wants to go. That's up to him. Okay? But keep in mind, Liverpool is not entitled to Marc Guehi until the player signs the line that is dotted, until Crystal Palace actually sells him to Liverpool. Now, they agreed on terms, but until the player signs the line that's dotted, he is not a Liverpool player. And while Don Hussam can sit here and complain and moan and get angry about it, that is life, okay? And he should ask the question, instead of saying to Crystal Palace, "Why aren't you making my team better by giving up one of your best defenders?" Why don't you ask this question? Go to Liverpool and say, "Why did you wait to the last minute before doing this deal? Why did you wait to the last minute?" That is the question which he should be asking, okay? That is the first question he should be asking, not why didn't Crystal Palace sell Marc Guehi to us? Please click like, share, and subscribe. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.